Just introduce the people to. I already did the intro earlier. Just introduce people to your name, and we go from there.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Bonds. I'm a Muay Thai fighter, and yeah, I'm ready to get this thing going.
All right, let's talk about your upcoming fight real quick. What is your state of mind going into this fight?
Just go in, play my game, and just have fun.
How you what is your how do you get set up for a fight? Let people don't know about boxing. How do you pick the person you want to fight, your opponent, or your opponent pick you or challenge you? How do that work out?
Basically, I guess my manager linked up with a promoter, and the promoter offered a title fight. So he had the title, and he was looking for somebody, and my manager came up to me and basically told me, "Hey, you got a title fight."
What gym you fighting out of?
Alexander Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
How long you been fighting?
6 years.
How do you deal with controlling your mental? How do you deal with the mental health about fighting?
Being a gym consistently, we train really hard, so that would get our mind prepared. So punches, you get hit hard or kicked and they throw you off, just calm down and get back into it. Lots of just work, pretty much.
When and how do you start your career, and what made you want to get into fighting?
Yeah, when I was younger, us Bonds were grew up in a big family. A bunch of my cousins, they like to fight too when we hang out. So I just thought that was something I like to do. Then turn around. I moved to Michigan when I was 11, and then that's when I went to this high school. People started they had these MMA gloves, and I was like, "What are those?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, UFC fighters have them. You should watch that." I'm like, "What's UFC?" So once I watched it, I instantly fell in love with it. Then everybody at school started meeting in a bathroom on lunchtime, and they were all go in there and start banging it out in the bathroom. And then one day somebody challenged me, and I'm like, "Oh crap! I only know Taekwondo and boxing from my dad." And then start beating people up. We start breaking into the wrestling room. I'll fight kids in there. During class times, we'll all meet, skip class, and just fight each other all over throughout the school. And then, yeah, that's my passion for fighting. That's how I start.
What do you love about it?
Oh, just the aspect of being able to. I work so hard, and then next thing you know, you test your skills versus somebody that's either tougher than you or, it's just, I
don't know. What's your training schedule like? How often do you train? Say you got a fight August the 7th. Yep. How long you been training for this fight? Or do you just train all year round?
Yeah, train all year round. I train personally. I train 4 times a day. I work at Planet Fitness, so that gives me an edge on training. So go in at 6, start working out around for 2 hours, and then go back to work behind the desk. And then when I get off, I'll run 6 miles, lift weights, and then by the time it's time for me to go to class at 6 to 8 in the afternoon, work hard, get home, work some more.
All right, when you come into this, when you get the news that you fighting somebody, I know I used to play sports, so we used to watch a lot of videos and semi-pro football. We used to watch videos on our next opponent. Well, how do you prepare for your next opponent?
It's going to sound completely crazy. Me, I don't train directly for an opponent. I train to get ready for every single person there is. Like, I just tell my coach, I'm the type of person that I don't want to know my opponent. I don't care about his height, weight, what's his skill set. Like, I tell my coach, you look up the deets, and basically whatever you do, I will a switch will flick on for me, and I'll start catching on, and it's super quick. So anybody that comes up, I'll just beat them.
Who is your what weight class you in?
160.
So that's not welterweight. What's that?
I think that's welterweight.
Yeah. Who do you look up to in boxing?
Oh man!
Any kind. Just give me a couple names. Just throw a couple names out there. Any fighter from MMA or boxing or wrestling.
Boxing for me would be Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson. Most favorite Muhammad Ali, Mayweather's. MMA. I'm not gonna. Jose Aldo, GSP, all the old legendary fighters. Rashad Evans, Rampage, Kimbo. I like those guys.
What is your mindset when they get ready to call your name? You making your way to the ring. What is your mindset then? How do you get into that mindset? I'm about to get ready to fight, or are you nervous, or what do y'all feel like? Because I be watching boxing, and I see some of them come out. Some of the fighters come out super hyper, or some of the fighters come laid back. Like Ray Jones Jr. They come laid back. Mike Tyson came out laid back. Mayweather, he kind of hyped with his coming out. Oscar De La Hoya is laid back. Rampage Jackson, he's hyped. What fighter you say you come out as?
I come out as laid back because to me, when I come out, I try to put myself in the mindset no man will be able to beat me. No man, I have no fear of no man because the only man I fear is God.
Yeah.
So if I go out there with that mindset, I'm not worried about anything that hurts. It's just to get in and get out. Because once you start jumping around and getting all hype, you get that adrenaline dump. So by the time you get in there, you're tired. So I like to go in there. I like to pray, walk out, pray again, and then my mindset's just bulletproof.
How when you practice and you practice, how long do you let your body recover, or how you work out? You do legs one day, arms one day, jabs. What is your workout retro like? What is your workout plan for that?
Yeah. Basically, throughout the weekday, I'll throw around 200 jabs, and then I'll do a leg day, and then I'll do an arm day. I don't strictly do heavy weights because I do things that's functional movement. Like you throw a punch, you're not going to be worrying about bench pressing. So it's very explosive movements. Clean eating habits. Nothing fried. No white bread. Recovery. My recovery day is Sunday. That's not enough. But if you do it smart enough, it's very good.
What is your future? What's your plan in 5 years with fighting? What's your main goal as a fighter?
Get on a big stage, honestly. Win multiple belts. Hopefully, fight on. Well, not hopefully. I am gonna work hard and grind hard to get to 1FC. That's in. They fight in Singapore. They fight overseas. It's similar to the UFC, but they do multiple fighting styles over there. I want to be a Muay Thai champion over there for my weight class.
How often do you write down your goals, what you want to accomplish, and you just put it on a vision board?
Man, every day. I have Post-it notes all over my desk right now. I'm writing, I have a journal. Yeah.
How do you deal with what is your state of mind about the state of boxing right now in a professional level? What is your, because you seen the last fight with Mayweather, it was an exhibition fight, but with, I think his name is Paul Jake, whatever. Do you think that making fun of boxing, or is it just a money game now?
Honestly, it's a money game if you think about it, because YouTubers, they grind so hard. Same like with you with podcasts. Everybody see it in a money aspect. Mayweather always making money, no matter what.
Yeah.
And then it only makes sense that Jake Paul was like, okay, I'm a make fun of him, get him in here, and then Mayweather walked out with another $100 million.
Yeah,
Jake
that
Paul
day.
did too. And it's like, dang, like it's a joke to me. I think it ruins boxing because it used to be about hard work. Who's the best fighter? You know, now it's just like who can make the most money. Who's the cash cow? So yeah, boxing in my eyes is ruined.
How when you look at the fights that coming up in the UFC, what is your opinion about the UFC fighters? I forgot his name. I should have wrote his name down. The dude that broke his ankle. I can't. His name is on the tip of my tongue. He's real loud. You probably know who I'm talking about. With the tattoo on his.
Conor McGregor.
Yes, him. So you already know who I'm talking about. What do you think about his mindset when he get in a fight, or he's like the next? He's the Mayweather of the UFC to you, or what?
Yeah, that most definitely, because he's the cash cow everybody wanted to go against. Everybody's making fun of him now because dude's making a complete fool out of himself. He's getting beat up left to right, making everybody. He sells. I mean, that's what they want. Dana White wants. He sells his seats. So, but in my eyes, I think he's finished. Like I tell people at my gym, once you walk into practice with Gucci flip-flops and a Gucci duffel bag, and then that's all you train in, and you got like 12 other gyms you can train at, you're done. His mindset is gone because he basically everybody talk about that he's gonna beat got smashed by, except Cowboy.
Yeah. Would you like to own a gym down the future? Cause I would love own a gym here. The reason I want to own a gym to get people off the streets, put the guns down, pick up the gloves. That's the type of gym I would offer to the community. But I always wanted. If I didn't have a heart problem, I would have been a boxer. I watched MMA a long time when the UFC, before UFC was sold to the brothers. I used to watch UFC when they didn't have no weight class and they would just fight anybody. The old school. It'd probably be canceled now, but I would love to own I would love to box. If I didn't have a heart problem, I would have been, a lightweight. I'm 145, so I'll be around that area.
Yeah, you'd be featherweight.
Yeah, featherweight. So I love boxing. I love fighting. But I would love own a gym. I would love own a gym now. But I did do kickboxing workout. I love kickboxing workout. I love the workout. It's not an ordinary workout, but would you like to own a gym?
Oh, heck yeah, man. I'd love that.
What would you name it?
Bonds Gym, man. It has to have the last name on it. It has to.
Yes.
My family worked so hard over the years. My descendants, the people, the bonds before me, they established their name, and throughout the whole family, all they established was hard work and dedication. You know, and I felt like I'd love to pick up what they like left off, because that means my last name means a lot. Because of my grandpa, John Bonds, he's a hard working man, and every bit of that make me who I am today, because all his stories of that he's done tells me to push. So yeah, I think that'd be the right thing, to put the Bonds right on the front of my gym in the near future. Yeah, it would be for troubled kids, because that's my main thing. My heart goes out to people that don't have anything to do. Get them off the streets. You know, be a big brother to them if I can. You know, like you said, put the guns down, pick the gloves up, learn something. You know, I'll have extra curricular things, like you could come in, bring your homework in. I mean, you're a young mom, come in. We'll have a daycare. You know, come get you a workout or two in. I'm not gonna have an ordinary gym. You know, outside the basketball courts. I'm gonna come out. It'd be like a rec center. Come out, have fun, do your thing. Kids, for me, would be free, because time to them is valuable. Spending more time getting people off the streets would be more than me than money. It means more to me than money.
Okay, let me ask you a personal question. I know a lot of people don't talk about their personal question, but how do you deal with failure? What was your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it? From that experience?
My biggest failure, I felt like, to me personally, was when I was homeless. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 16 years of age.
You was right in the big wrong.
It was super, super tough. I moved out. Like I lied to them. I told them that I had somewhere to go. That's the time I was in Michigan, dude. It was Cornfield County. That's what I called it. I slept at a park bench that was not too far from my school. And then it got so rough, like finding him. I met my best friend ended up telling me I could stay with his grandparents, but that was hard because they were racist. So they'll look at me in a way like every day, like I got money right down here. It's like over a grain, and I count it like 10 times before we leave. So when you come back from school, we know how much is sitting there. We know what this and that, you know.
Yeah.
To me, it didn't feel like home. Yeah. So my parents was in Elkhart, and I was in Michigan, in the middle of nowhere, basically just park bench, school, and doing a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have. But I just remembered that, like, damn, man, this is hard. So started getting my act together, started taking school a little seriously. I passed all my classes super fast. I finished school before all the people that were on the road to graduate, actually, once I started picking my stuff up. And then at the time, then I was practicing. I was working with the wrestling crew because I wanted to fight, but that didn't happen because I didn't have a real gym to go to until now. So yeah, I just overcame adversity. I've heard left and right, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you're a failure. Like my last name was known in that county, and I didn't even know there was a Bonds there before us. So I guess that they were like, yeah, you're a trouble student, you're not going to graduate, you're going to drop out. And I was going to an online school, blew everybody's expectations, was allowed to work inside of a school I remember my sisters used to go to. It was a school with like the kindergartner and stuff, and I used to read to them, help them get high AR test scores and everything, and I was well known in that county. I was in a newspaper like 4 times. So yeah, I overcame a lot.
What is your what is the biggest success to you? What do success mean to you?
What success mean?
Yeah, to you.
Just hard work. Like, not necessarily mean like I work so hard I get money. Just like everyday growth. being in the books and gaining something from everything that you take in. So I'm big on like reading like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like all the big names, and then all the local businesses. I kind of take in information and how they became the modern day successful, and then all the hustling stories that they have. So to me, it's just grinding hard, no matter how hard it gets or how far it takes you. Just keep going.
Tell me about the 3 most influenced people in your life and how they impact you.
Oh, that my mom, my coach, and I could say like double my wife and kids, pretty much. My mom, pretty much. My dad stayed home. My mom worked 3 jobs while she was like literally in college, and they allowed her to work at a nursing home, and plus she had a factory job on top of that. So just seeing all that hard work and dedication she was doing and putting in to make ends meet for us. My coach, basically, it's gonna sound bad, but he was like my father figure from when I was like just running around, just basically in hard times. They helped my coach, and his wife helped me a lot to become the man I am today. And then my wife and my kids, basically my kids are they're my motivation to keep going, because they see how hard my mom worked, and they make me want to work even harder for my kids and leave the stuff I'm doing now. I want to leave a legacy for them. My wife pushes me every day to become better, to challenge myself, no matter how hard things are, to keep going and let me know how great of a father I am. Because if it wasn't for the people I have now, including God, if it wasn't for that, in retrospect, I wouldn't be who I am today.
What do your wife and family come watch you fight?
Yeah. Well, the ones coming up, my kids have to be at 5.
Okay.
So yeah, they're below that age. They're 4, 1 and 3, 2. So yeah, they're too young to go. Yeah, my wife is gonna go. My parents are gonna go. You're gonna go.
Yeah.
So,
all right, we about to wrap it up. They only give us 30 minutes on Zoom. I'm gonna have to find another thing because I'm recording on the podcast too. So I'm using Zoom and the podcast and Zoom. Like, oh, you only get 30 minutes. I was trying to make an hour, but I'm about to close it out in 5 more minutes. So, we always could do a part 2, and you can always come back. But what's the 3 books do you recommend people who listen to the podcast? What 3 books you recommend people to read?
Books. 3 books. I got a lot of inspirational books. I'll wrap it up real quick. There's Quiet Times with God. I love that book for my quiet time. There's Rich to Poor. It's like a success story. And then there's Electric Body. So I like good mind books.
Oh, that sounds like a good book. I'm going to check that out. What piece of advice would you give somebody who want to start fighting? Who want to, I like what he's talking about. I want to start fighting. What is your advice to her or him or they?
Come in with the mind of just wanting to learn, wanting to have fun, wanting to be a sponge, soak up as much things as possible. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to hurt, depending on what you're doing it. Like you said, you like your kickboxing workouts. You can either use it as a workout, or you can use it for like everyday life, because as life goes on, it's only getting harder and people challenging people nowadays. So you got to take that onto the streets, and the knowledge of like what might happen if this person do this. So I encourage girls, women, and men to go do that, because no matter what, you will always have that knowledge when something's happening. And if you want to be a fighter, you're always going to have the lowest of the lows. You just got to keep grinding and working hard, and just remember why you started, pretty much.
Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
I got one more question. What do you think about TikTok and the TikTokers and YouTubers and social media? They just want to get in the ring and fight now. Since what's his name, Jack Paul, whatever. What do you think about them who just want to jump in the ring?
They're kind of smart because they're all doing it, because they're all going into these boxing gyms and they're learning like these little techniques to keep them alive inside there. So that's very keep it simple. They're ballsy, honestly. They ballsy and smart, because they're going in here with these fighters that can take their heads off. Like they're normal everyday people. They're just YouTubers, but they're jumping in there with world class athletes and actually like living, like getting hit with body shots and stuff. So I think
that body shot is different.
It is. They're getting hit with everything, not the whole buffet, but just like a little 10-piece to make it out.
Yeah, I would love to be a boxer. Well, tell people where you fighting August the 7th, and tell them where they can find you. Your social media, everything. Your name.
Social media is Instagram is Mr. Technical 1997. That's my fight name is 007, Mr. Technical, either or. Facebook, Michael Bonds. Look for my profile pic because me and my dad got the same name. And yeah, just that's it.
All right, lead the listeners on a positive note. Just tell us something positive off the top of your dome, or somebody, just something. What you want to say off the top of your dome?
What I want to say off the top of my dome?
Yeah, what you want to say?
Health is wealth, and positive vibes will always get you far, no matter what. That's what I have.
All right. Yo, that's our time. We're going to do a part 2 soon, probably after the fight. Get a review. I'll be at the fight looking. Man, all I got to say, man, good luck on this fight. Keep your head up. Oh, one more question. We got about 3 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes. What do you think about the athletes that had dropped off the Olympics due to mental health?
It's mental health is a crazy thing to go through, and then I'm glad that their stories is getting out on a positive note. But yeah, prayers to be with those that went through that during the Olympic times, and I'm glad that they've like recognized, like the gymnast is like, well, I'm going through this. I don't want to do this or feel like this, and then end up doing something that will ruin my whole career. So she just dropped out so she don't get hurt. And I think that's the smartest thing to do, and letting everybody know why you did it.
I appreciate you coming onto the show. You my first guest of this new podcast show, the DBONDS Show. I had the other one. I remade this. You the first one of this podcast show, and I appreciate you coming. And I hope you come back. And I'm grateful that you found something you love. Man, just keep on pushing. You will reach your goals, man. It's gonna be a hard road, bumpy road. I know how the gym is. I know, like, I had to punch the bag for 2 minutes, and it seemed like I was gonna die. But you keep me updated on any fights, man. Just keep me posted, and I have your back, and you got my full support. If my business can sponsor you one day, we will. 2S Logistics Group will sponsor you, and the DBONDS Show could sponsor you too when we get some money in our pocket. But I love you. Man, God bless, man. All power to the people. This is your host, Darnell Bonds, and the best fighter in the world. We out.
Thanks.
Yo, just introduce the people to. I already did the intro earlier. Just introduce people to your name, and we go from there.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Bonds. I'm a Muay Thai fighter, and yeah, I'm ready to get this thing going.
All right, let's talk about your upcoming fight real quick. What is your state of mind going into this fight?
Just go in, play my game, and just have fun.
How you what is your how do you get set up for a fight? Let people don't know about boxing. How do you pick the person you want to fight, your opponent, or your opponent pick you or challenge you? How do that work out?
Basically, my manager linked up with the promoter, and the promoter offered a title fight. So he had the title, and he was looking for somebody, and my manager came up to me and basically told me, "Hey, you got a title fight."
What gym you fighting out of?
Alexander Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
How long you been fighting?
Man, 6 years.
How do you deal with controlling your mental? How do you deal with the mental health about fighting?
Being a gym consistently, we train really hard, so that would get our mind prepared. So punches, you get hit hard or kicked and they throw you off, just calm down and get back into it. Lots of just work, pretty much.
When and how do you start your career, and what made you want to get into fighting?